Hey trackies, welcome back to another video here on TXT Track Time. Please remember to like the video and also subscribe to the channel. We're going to be picking things up with the Tyson Invitational. So the first video was the Tiger Paw Invitational. This one is a Tyson Invitational where a plethora of Jamaicans were also on show. Now let's get into some spicy speed. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so crazy. This is so wild. I was flabbergasted. Like, this girl is absolutely special. Who am I talking about? Brianna Liston. She stepped out in the women's 60 meters, and boy, when I tell you, she put on an absolute show. But before we get into the finals, let's discuss what went on in the earlier rounds. We're talking about the prelims.
Linton, Thomas, Jackson, Liston, Gray, Kubikova. And in the middle of the track, quick out is Anya Jackson, Brianna.
Brianna Liston walked away with the win in her heat, running a time of 7.3. Did I say 3? 7.13 seconds. And let me tell you something. This girl was absolutely cruising. It was crazy to see how easy and relaxed she was separating from the field while running one of the fastest times collegiately this year. I was like, oh my gosh, what are we going to see in the finals? Now, her teammate that I told you about, Tima, God bless, having one of the fastest times so far collegiately this season, also qualified equaling her personal best, running at 7.14 seconds. No, it's a bit different because the last one was set at altitude. This one is not set at altitude, right? No. If y'all remember, I was, hyping up this clash as well because we're talking about some Jamaicans that were also in the lineup as professionals, Natasha Morrison and, of course, Tina Clayton. Now, Tina Clayton and Natasha Morrison both progressed to the semifinals where they clocked times of 7.33. That was Natasha Morrison, and also Tina Clayton clocked a time of 7.37 seconds. So those were the times they clocked to make it into the semifinal round. Now, into the semifinal, look here. Brianna Liston was like, I saw what I did in the heats. I literally don't need to do any more. And she literally ran the exact race down to the time trackies 7.13 seconds, not giving an inch more. Because why? Why do I need to when the people, the rest of the athletes in the field are so far behind, right? So she literally clocked the same time running at 7.13. Very impressive. But her teammate, Tima, God bless, came out and put down a fantastic collegiate lead, running 7.08 seconds to be one of the fastest Nigerians ever over the distance. As a matter of fact, I believe this time ranks her 4th overall as a Nigerian. Super, super ridiculously fast. Unfortunately, Natasha and also as well Tina Clayton did not make it through to the finals. Natasha Morrison ran a time of 7.37 seconds and Tina Clayton ran a time of 7.41 seconds, both not advancing to the finals. So you all know I was extra hyped based on the heat and the semifinal round to see what will take place in the finals. And track is, boy, when I tell you, it's another womp, womp, womp moment because I was watching the men's final for the 60 meters and I realized that quite a bit of people didn't start. And I was like, oh my gosh. Don't tell me that we're also not going to see Brianna Liston start in this finals. And track is, I was right on the money when I was looking at that final for the men. Brianna Liston did not start, and Tima, God bless as well, did not start in the finals. But that doesn't take away from their phenomenal performances. It was 3 rounds. Typically, you don't get 3 rounds in one meeting. For the 60 meters, usually they kind of seed it where the slower athletes may run 3 rounds and then the faster ones will come in at the second round and the final round. Didn't happen here. Everybody pretty much came in from the first round. So given that they already ran 2 races, tracky, so no need to push it into the third race. But I was still aghast, still flabbergasted, still saying, oh my gosh, this girl is absolutely crazy. And I don't know what we're going to see this season, but I can't wait to see it. Now, also, just want want to point out because when she finished each race, I realized she had a way of spinning on one leg, which, kind of, was a little red flag for me. Y'all don't want me to point it out, but I have to say, guys, it was a little red flag for me. And also, there was a strapping on her leg as well. So I'm kind of watching that situation to see what it will amount to. Tima, God bless, also had a strapping on her leg as well, incidentally. And, she didn't really seem like anything was wrong with her, right? So maybe it's just precautionary. Let's see how it progresses with a Brianna Liston. But all I know for sure right now when it comes to Brianna Liston, she is going to be dangerous beyond belief for 2025. And I am here for it. Let's jump into the women's 400 meters. And just like at the Tiger Paw Invitational, same thing going over the Tyson Invitational. Lots of sections, 10 sections here. And let me tell you something, the performances were A1, top tier. Now we're talking about collegiates running against professional athletes, running against people that don't even specialize in this distance, but we're still competing nonetheless for training purposes. And yes, the performances, as I said, were stellar. And let's get into it because our Jamaicans turned up and definitely showed out. Now, I wonder if you can guess which Jamaican topped the rankings here. Did you guess? All right, let me tell you now. Stacey-Ann Williams. Look here. Stacey has been flourishing ever since she's gone to her the mechanics. She did an interview, or there was an article done on her where she talked about the reason why she left Elite, believing that with more competition, with better girls training alongside her, they would push her to better performances. And clearly we can see it. Week after week, Stacey comes out a better version of herself, and she was a better version here as well, where she ran a new personal best. Yeah, man, shatter in her personal best, running a 51.31 seconds to place third overall. Wow. No, even though I say third overall, Stacey won her section. So let's make it clear. She was in section 7 and she placed first with her personal best run of 51.31 seconds. As I said, there are quite a number of people that were here competing, including our national record holder outdoors, Nikisha Price. Yes, she was here as well. And she placed fourth overall with a run of 51.71 seconds, also taking her section. Now, Trackies, this is her first 400 meters of the season, and she comes out pretty nippy, 51.71 seconds. I can't wait to see what the rest of the season holds for our national record holder there. Boy, when I tell you, we have a nice set of athletes that are building up, another 400 meters, for the women. Mm, 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 mm. Can't wait to see what happens when these women step to the track on the circuit. Anyway, moving on to some more performances, we had Joanne Reed that was 7th overall, and she was also in the same section with Stacey. She was third in that race where she ran a 52.19 seconds. I'm telling you, Arkansas has some kind of special know-how when it comes to this 400 meters because whether it be, let's be clear, so far all the people that I mentioned are either training at or are collegiate members, training as professionals at, the Arkansas / Herder Mechanics group, or collegiates there. And let me tell you something, Amber Annin took the win with a 50.57 seconds. Isabella Whitaker was there. She's a collegiate leader, right? Running as well. And as I said, Joanne Reed, also from Arkansas, doing fantastic. And she ran a 52.19 seconds. Now, also in the women's 400 meters, we did have some non-specialists lining up. We had the likes of Knight. We also as well Genevieve Russell. So Anjanette Knight was 20th overall and she ran a time of 53.12 seconds. Genevieve Russell ran a time of 53.58 seconds, which is a season's best for her over this particular distance. Now, this isn't the only 400 meters that was run as well. So let me get over there and tell you as well how this 400 meters went for, I guess, mainly collegiate athletes that were in this particular lineup. Now, in this 400 meter section, let me see if they named it something different. No, I'm not seeing here. It's just called 400 meters. So one is called 400 meters invitational. The other one is just 400 meters. So in the 400 meters, we had Gabrielle White placed second overall. She won her section 12, where she ran a 54.01 seconds. Trackies, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like the video, of course, and subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.